Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, with my co-host, Tim, The Powerful Man Matthews. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing great. So, I was speaking to a business owner. Yeah, we start every time, don't we? I was speaking to a business owner yesterday, but it's the truth. Like we speak to countless, tens of business owners every day. So anyway, I was speaking to a business owner yesterday, and he shared something with me that I've actually heard many times before. But I never really picked up the pattern until now. And he said to me that, you know what, Tim, I just don't want to go home after work. There's times when I just find things to do in the office and stay late just so I can avoid going home and hopefully maybe even get there when my wife's tired or asleep. And, you know, I miss dinner with the kids, which I don't want to do, but I think it's better for me to be out of the house so we don't argue and the kids don't see that than me, you know, go home and be there, right? So, and I think it's so easy to think that, okay, well, I'm going to go home and I'm going to argue because what I've got to do to reconnect is talk about it. She just wants to talk about it. My wife just wants to talk about what's going on in the relationship. And I don't know how to talk about it, Tim. You know, I just closed down. I don't know what to, I feel like a failure. I don't know what to say. We've tried talking about it. We've tried for years. It's not gotten us anywhere. So anytime I go home, I know there's going to be an argument. And I think the key thing here, the reality is you actually don't have to talk about things. You don't have to talk about the problems in the relationship. Now, I'm not saying communication isn't important. Of course it is. But it's what you communicate about. And you don't need to communicate about the problems in the relationship in order to reconnect with your wife or even connect with your kids. Instead, there's a much easier and better way. It's kind of like a stealth move, right? It's kind of like having a cheat code. I don't know if you ever used to play computer games as a kid, Doug, but sometimes I'd get given a cheat code by one of my friends and it'd allow me to pass like 4 levels and all of a sudden I'm at level 7 and I'm like, oh, wow. It's kind of like that. And it's knowing how to connect with the woman in your life and what's really going on behind the scenes of her disapproval or frustration, for you to then be able to get ahead of that and be unshakable in that position and almost humor her through that and provide a space where she just softens and breaks down. But the key to this is you've got to be able to connect with yourself first and foremost before you're able to connect with your wife in this way. It's the key.
Oh, 100%. Man, Tim, early on in my relationship, probably before married, I've fallen into that trap of being at the office and kind of going, geez, I just want some of my own time. I don't want to go home and argue about BS and this and that. And, you know, maybe she'll be out with her girlfriends or just hoping something else is changing. And, you know, really not wanting to get in another conversation that was going to result in an argument about my feelings or any of that stuff. And the reality of it all was I was disconnected with myself. I didn't have that system, that path to get in there. I thought it was all her, 100% her, right? Maybe 10% me, maybe 90-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is when I flipped the switch and flipped the program and worked on myself, not really worked on myself, but found myself and found my strength, my wife completely switched, right? She completely mirrored my energy and I was able to completely change that around. And now we have 2 beautiful children, living the life that we both have always dreamed of. And it was that switch, that paradigm switch that made all the difference for us.
Mm-hmm. I think the key thing to mention here as well is you've got to leverage a system, right? Because
oh yeah,
it's not like you've got to go through some huge overhaul of who you are as a man. It's not like you, Doug, have, you know, grown another arm, another head and become this new guy, right? It's this superior race of a human. You've got to use the right system, like the cheat code. You've got to have that system that you can turn to skip those levels, what previously would be arguments and going to bed at different times or, you know, the different levels. Instead, you can get ahead of all of that. But you've got to, you know, part of that system is making sure you know how to connect with yourself. It's absolutely key. And also the domino effect here. I actually was interviewing one of the guys today, doing the debrief after he arrived back from the Alpha Reset. He's been 2 weeks out. And do you know what he said? It's just warmed my heart. He said, Tim, I was sat there with my daughter. We're making a Valentine's box for school. And, I saw a text message come through. I quickly looked at it because he's in policy and politics and things. So when a big news breaks or whatever, his company goes in and sorts things out. So it's time sensitive, right? So in the past, it'd always be, oh my God. He said, do you know what, Tim, a year ago, if I would have got that text, I would have told my daughter, right, Daddy's got to go. I'm just going to handle this. But what I did is I looked at the text, read it calmly, sent it to my member of staff. They dealt with it. I just carried on with my daughter. And in the morning, she came downstairs. She looked at me and said, Daddy, I really love you.
Yeah. Those times you can't get those times back.
No.
You really can't. So I think there's three things that need to come in here, like a formula, like baking a cake, that need to come in here, Tim. One is a system, like you said. You need to have a proven system to follow that's going to get you there, right? It's the cheat code. The second thing is a transformational experience, an experiential thing that actually gets you to the core and the bones, that opens your eyes to what's possible. And the third thing is surrounding yourself by like-minded people on the same journey, the brotherhood, and making sure you're around those people as much as possible. That gives you kind of a beacon or almost like a lighthouse to make sure you're on the right path continuously.
Yeah, I'd agree. So, guys, if you're watching this and maybe you're struggling with working late, hopefully not watching this at 10 p.m. in the office, avoiding going home. Or if you are, maybe that's perfect. If you want to find out more about the work we do with married businessmen, head over to thealphareset.com. Slight caveat, it's not for the average guy. So if, only go there if you're, different, let's say, and you're committed to a different way of living and a different path. But have a look, thealphareset.com. Maybe it's for you. Hopefully, if it is, we'll speak with you. So, Doug, until next time, thank you guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Take care.